From CNBC, MSNBC, and the Wall Street Journal, the GOP presidential candidates debate. From the Ford Community Theater in Dearborn, Michigan, here are your moderators, Maria Bartiromo and Chris Matthews.
Hi there, I'm Maria Bartiromo of CNBC. On behalf of the Michigan Republican Party and the University of Michigan Dearborn, welcome to the first presidential candidates debate focused on the economy. We're coming to you from the Ford Community and Performing Arts Center here in Dearborn, in the heart of the American auto industry, a fitting backdrop to the economic issues facing the American people.
And good evening from me. I'm Chris Matthews of MSNBC. Joining Marie and me in questioning the presidential hopefuls this evening will be John Harwood, Chief Washington Correspondent for CNBC, and Jerry Seib of the Wall Street Journal. We have a lot of ground to cover today, so in the interest of time, let's get right to it. Maria.
Okay, Chris. Senator Thompson, this is your first debate in the election. We welcome you, and we kick it off with you.
Thank you.
The economy is America's greatest strength. In a recent poll by the Wall Street Journal and NBC News, 2/3 of the American people said that we are either in a recession or headed toward one. Do you agree with that? And as president, what will you do to ensure economic vibrancy in this country?
I think there is no reason to believe that we're headed for a recession. We're enjoying 22 quarters of successive economic growth that started 2001 and then further in 2003 with the tax cuts that we put in place. We're enjoying low inflation. We're enjoying low unemployment. The stock market seems to be doing pretty well. I see no reason to believe we're headed for an economic downturn. As far as the economic prosperity of the future is concerned, I think it's a different story. I think if you look at the short term, it's rosy. I think if you look at a 10-year projection, it's rosy. But we are spending money we do not have. We're on a mandatory spending lockdown that is pushing us in a direction that is unsustainable. We're spending the money of future generations and those yet to be born. That has to do with our mandatory spending problem. Everyone knows that we have to address that. And it's the fundamental and foremost challenge, I think, facing our country economically.
Senator, you painted a very nice picture. The Dow and the S&P 500 today at new highs tonight, record numbers. And yet, 2/3 of the people surveyed said we are either in a recession or headed for one. Why the angst?
Well, I think there are pockets in the economy, certainly, that are having difficulty. I think there's certainly those in Michigan that are having difficulty. I think you always find that in a vibrant, dynamic economy. I think that not enough has been done to tell what some call the greatest story never told. And that is that we are enjoying a period of growth right now. And we should acknowledge what got us there and continue those same policies on into the future.
Governor Romney, here in Detroit, Michigan alone, 1 in every 29 homes went into foreclosure in the first 6 months of the year. Whose job is it to fix this problem, the government or private enterprise?
It's everybody's job. It's inexcusable that Michigan is undergoing a one-state recession, that the rest of the country is growing and seeing low levels of unemployment, but Michigan is seeing ongoing high levels of unemployment, almost twice the national rate. Industry is shrinking here. Jobs are going away. This is just unacceptable, and therefore everyone's going to have to come together to solve the problem. And that means from the president's standpoint, the president's going to have to stand up and say, you know what, to the auto industry, the door's always open. We're going to work with you and make sure that you have a listening ear and somebody who will participate with labor and with management. Number two, we're going to make sure that we invest in technology and research. A lot of that related to energy, fuels, automotive research like materials science to help boost Michigan once again. We're going to have to fix the schools. As Newt Gingrich pointed out, 22% of Detroit kids 22% graduate from high school. That's unacceptable. We're also going to have to do a better job keeping our taxes down. Jennifer Granholm has made a big mistake by raising taxes. I was frankly a little nervous about being here tonight. I figured that she was going to put a tax on the debate before we got finished. So. And we're going to have to We're going to have to go to work as well to make sure that there's a level playing field around the world as we compete, to make sure that American goods are pushing into other markets, but goods coming overseas aren't getting an advantage as they do now with embedded taxes. There's a lot we can do to strengthen Michigan, and in some respects what Michigan is seeing, the entire nation is going to see unless we take action now to get Michigan stronger.
Thank you,
Mayor Giuliani, the private equity firms are making billions of dollars. I guess it's a mystery to me, and you can explain it as a New Yorker, where these billions of dollars come from, where were they before, and is there any downside to this amazing bonanza in the hedge fund and the private equity firms?
Well, I mean, the market is a wonderful thing. I mean, the free market is one of our greatest assets. The leading Democratic candidate once said that the unfettered free market is the most destructive force in modern America. I mean, just get an idea of where that philosophy comes from. The free market is the asset that has allowed us to, sky's the limit. The reality is that what we have to do is look at the fundamentals. A president can't be an economic forecaster. A president's not going to be any better an economic forecaster than you are a baseball forecaster. And I'm not a particularly good baseball forecaster this afternoon. So the reality is a president has to work on the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? Keep taxes low. Keep regulations moderate. Keep spending under control. That's an area where we